All right, Anthony on Air podcast back for another episode. Thanks so much for joining us. We have an update as Ghislaine Maxwell is demanding charges against her be dropped. There's a Trump conspiracy theory that is starting to formulate. I'll tell you what I'm hearing. Fredo Cuomo making some news. Ted Cruz is also making some news. Obama versus Trump, the 9/11 bar, the UFC car theft, another hanger banger. Or is it banger hanger? I can't even remember. And J Sab's comment. By the way, the hanger banger is where we put all the good songs of the week. So stay tuned for that. We'll tell you what the good ones are. Frankie C is here with us.
And if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of
right there,
not saying anything because my microphone chose right now.
All right,
to fall off the table.
All right. Well, you fix it up there, and we'll get into the Ghislaine story. So. Ghislaine is demanding that 2 charges filed against her should be dropped, dismissed.
Okey-doke. Which ones are they?
I believe the last 2. She's saying prosecutors improperly obtained evidence. This is according to documents obtained by Radar Online. Maxwell's legal team is trying to have the most serious charges thrown out. Her lawyers accuse prosecutors of having communication with the lawyers who represented Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre in 2016. The prosecutors reportedly had discussions with Giuffre's attorney while the alleged victim was suing Maxwell in a civil suit. Epstein's accuser sued Maxwell for defamation. We've talked about that a bunch. That's where all the document leaks came from. That case that was settled in 2017. However, prosecutors were to convince a judge to unseal copies of Maxwell and Giuffre's depositions. The transcripts were used to bring the sex trafficking charges against Maxwell. She believes they misled the judge who allowed them to unseal the deposition transcripts. In her motion, Maxwell says, quote, the government now confesses that it had significant and substantial contact with Virginia Giuffre's attorneys in 2016 while the Giuffre defamation suit against Maxwell was ongoing. As part of an effort to instigate a criminal prosecution of Maxwell for allegedly trafficking Giuffre and others and then lying under oath. Maxwell says she finds it hard to believe that nothing improper occurred when it misrepresented these contacts to a federal judge when obtaining the order to unseal the transcripts. So basically,
she finds it hard to believe. Well, yeah, too bad.
This is a Hail Mary pass. She's basically saying that in all this time, she doesn't know, her lawyers don't know, but they're basically saying there can't be any possible way that there wasn't a misrepresentation or wasn't any sort of improper conduct while the lawyers were obtaining the information.
Based on what? I mean, what you could say that about anything. Oh, it can't be. Well, you have to prove that, don't you?
Her attorneys argue, quote, had the prosecutor not affirmatively misled Judge McMahon, the government would never have obtained the 90,000 pages of material it now possesses, material that is central, indeed essential, to its case against Maxwell. So there's also this, they misled her to release this information. And now that the information is out and she's been tacked on with these additional charges, that it's, you understand, like one domino pushed the other. That if they didn't mislead the judge to release the info, she wouldn't have had the other charges. So she
how
wants
did they
them dropped.
mislead the judge?
They did not say.
I mean, she released the info. It's up to her. I mean, mislead or not, it was her decision.
They're saying that she based her decision on misleading. They misled the judge, which is what the judge based the information on. I don't know. We'll see. Frank, this is why you hire a ridiculous amount of high-profile, expensive lawyers.
Between now and November, they are just not going to stop with this.
They're not going to leave any stone unturned in an attempt.
Everything's a problem. Everything's going to be nope. Got to throw out the case.
Yeah,
I got nothing. This is wrong. This is illegal. This is that. It's every other day. There's going to be a new. I'm sure they have 100 people in the office working on finding shit to to throw back at them.
You left the S off of that. Hundreds. I'm sure there's
Maybe.
hundreds. I mean, I can't even imagine. We were just talking about this with the Bill Gates thing last episode, wasn't it? I can't even imagine how many lawyers are clocking in on this and, and working on it. It's,
No, it's got to be an obscene amount of people.
When you think about it, though, if you have, let's even conservative, let's say 30 million. Let's say that's what people rumor her to have. A lot of people think she has more from her father left over. It's entirely possible. But let's just say 30 million. You will literally spend 29 of that to not spend that. The money is useless if you're in jail. So you might as well blow all the money in an attempt to stay out. Yeah. If you wind up staying out of the jail and you have $150,000 left to your name, it's totally worth it. Start a new
life.
Yeah. It's totally worth it.
You rent the place, you start a new life somewhere.
That's it. That's all there is to it. And especially this one, she seems to have a lot of friends in high places. So being able to crash on somebody's couch, and by couch, I mean luxurious guest house that's probably bigger than most people's homes, probably not going to be an issue for her.
I mean, she won't be able to show her face in most places, but...
Yeah, well...
Them's the breaks.
Most of us couldn't show our faces in most places because of the whole mask thing, so should be fine.
Jerk.
You're all up to date on the latest from Ghislaine Maxwell. All right, there's a Trump conspiracy theory out there.
You've been teasing this for 2 episodes now. What do we got?
Now, it's, this is a conspiracy theory. These people are saying this, these people are saying that. None of this is confirmed. I am not spreading false rumor. This is more fun than anything else. This is like when we talk about aliens. Take this with a grain of salt.
A conspiracy theory is not based in... It's not fact. It's a theory. It's
and
like
I will
Bigfoot. We don't know.
I will say mostly all of this is not been reported. Has not. This is just let's have a little fun with what people are starting to churn up about former President Donald Trump, which has kind of been talked about before, but all this new stuff coming to light is kind of interesting. So the theory is that he's got dementia, Alzheimer's, if you will, that he's been, suffering with erratic behavior, which on a perfectly healthy Donald Trump, erratic behavior is, I would say, baseline, right? Wouldn't you say that's basically operating as normal?
I feel like, what's how do you tell the difference between regular Donald Trump and Alzheimer's Donald Trump?
Now, follow me through this whole thing, and nobody should be getting mad or offended at this.
Dementia.
Because again, fun theory that we'll throw out there and we'll see what people think. I'd love to know what you think. Because some of this you've heard before, but the last couple of parts is what kind of makes you think, well, wait a second, So remember when he had COVID and he decided to take the limo ride? Mm-hmm. People, there was this, that's when you first started to see the stories pop up with the erratic behavior, that he's lost it. Supposedly, I remember somebody reporting at the time that even Donald Trump Jr. or Eric Trump, one of them was upset the fact that he hopped in the limo to ride around while he had the COVID and all that.
I guarantee you one of the kids did not badmouth their own father.
Yeah, I highly doubt that as well. But that was what some of the people were buzzing around with. So, I would shoot that down too. But that was the story. What I find particularly interesting is, when was the last time you've seen Donald Trump address people in via video form?
It's been a while, but that's normal.
For somebody who loves to address the media, loves the spotlight, he's been banned from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, right?
Well, that's where we saw him his whole presidency after that.
Right.
And from his, from the White House or whatever occasionally. But now that he doesn't have any of that.
But here's where this all kind of comes and ties in together. His good buddy, the MyPillow guy, launched the Frank social media, so he could be there. But even more so, less joking around, he launched. So supposedly we were supposed to see this social media network from him, right? And now we're not seeing it. And we were kind of thinking we'll see it in March, April. Okay.
Did we make a bet on this? Back in like January, February, when we heard this rumor if he was going to make a thing, social media thing, I was like, I guarantee you it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. It's going to fail in some way, in some weird way. We're not going to see it. I feel like I said that.
We'll have to go back to the tape and see.
All right. Not patting myself in the back, but we haven't seen.
Well, it's
thing,
not a
thing one.
It's not a long shot that you said. Odds are, if I had a bet on it, you probably said something like that. You tend to say negative things towards the man.
A negative, factual.
So anyway, so we're supposed to see this social media network. By the way, I'm all in. Like, I think, of course, why wouldn't he? That's the next logical step. You get thrown off your social media, you start your own. Okay. So we're expecting this, even the days leading up to them announcing what became eventually his blog. The rumors are churning that social media network, even his own people, who's the guy who's with him all the time? Oh, I just lost his name. Anyway, he was in the picture with the Diet Coke. Remember after he said boycott Diet Coke? I forget the name of the guy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He was even hinting days before to Fox News, which is very typical of what happens. Like you tell your friends in the media, stories come like we're going to be doing this. So those kind of things started dripping out. And then we got the announcement of the blog. And then I kind of thought, okay, well, the blog is a precursor to the social media site, which could still be. But I find this interesting that little rumblings during the presidency that he was starting to lose a little bit and act a little crazy, right? Certainly telling everybody, when you tell the president of the United States to go calm everybody down during January 6th, and he says, we love you, you're special, not kind of crazy, you asked me, not the best delivery to calm people down. So you have those things. Now you have social media site, well, we're not there yet, but we get this blog. Now, your old pal Ant, your old pal Frankie C. J. Sabs, certainly if we put our money together, doesn't reach anywhere near the amount of money that President Trump has. Yet, supposedly, we've managed to pull off our own website with video on it, every day.
Some not too shabby graphics.
Right. Exactly. You want to show off some of those graphics?
Sponsors every now and then.
Right. So my point is here's a guy who loves
T-shirts.
Love the spotlight, right? Loves the attention. That's where the guy thrives, right? Why hasn't he posted a video on his site? There's other ways to put video on websites outside of YouTube.
What's he going to say besides the normal bullshit?
But it doesn't matter. So here's where the conspiracy theory comes from. That he's being used by whomever because the Trump name still has the support of the people, right? So even if Trump is unfit to continue to go on, even if he doesn't even want, let's say he doesn't want to. Let's play a game for a second.
I know what you're going for here.
Well, let me finish. But let's say he's not crazy. Let's say he's not lost his mind, but he's tired. He's had enough. Okay? But he knows he still has swing. He's got pull. He's got heat. He could move some things around for the Republicans. He says to whomever, use my thing, I'll write some stuff, or you write some stuff, whatever it is, and we'll keep the whole Trump train going. Because, playing into this, it doesn't make sense that every Republican abandoned him January 7th and on. Most of the Republicans, right, acknowledged that the election was fair and the results were just and certified the election, okay, with their votes in Congress. And then slowly, one by one, Lindsey Graham goes down there and visits him, comes back, starts singing a different tune. The other guy there, who just removed Liz Cheney, goes down. Kevin McCarthy goes down there after shitting on Trump, and 3 days later goes down, comes back, starts whistling a different tune. Now you can say
because he's probably going to run again.
Well, you can say it's Trump and he's going to run again and he still has the power. But what if he doesn't? What if there's some other entity, people behind the scenes? What if it's Donald Trump Jr.? Who knows, hey, the old man, A, doesn't want to do it, or B, has lost it and can't do it. But we don't have to tell anybody. Good news, come election time 2024, when we don't run, we're going to put our weight behind whoever, DeSantis or whoever it is, and that's how you guys are going to take back the White House. And that would be the reason why all the Republicans flipped, and we haven't seen him on video make an actual statement.
This is a classic case of not learning from his history. It's the same idea. What you're getting at is the same idea of Trump taking his name and sticking it on something, and that something lasts a couple of years, and then it bankrupts and goes under. So this is the same thing.
Yeah, but that's
take his name.
That's his move. Instead of running the Atlantic City casinos, he just leased his name to other companies who ran the casinos. This is essentially what he's doing.
And then they go and file for bankruptcy. So it's not a lot of the time.
Yeah, but it's a different
more times than any successful person.
Yeah, but he's still the name still has brand value with at least half the country.
Yeah, but it's gonna. I mean, if history teaches us anything about slapping the Trump name on it and then ignoring it and then he ignores it.
Yeah, but his hotels still do well.
You mean the one that they just imploded?
Yeah,
in Atlantic City.
No, I nobody's denying the failure of Atlantic City, but the problem with that argument, and I'm with you, buddy. But the problem with that argument is that city has failed overall. Like nobody's been able to make that shit work there, no matter what your last name is.
Going.
It's been a tough go.
Places going
overall,
That'd
but a lot of places have closed, and it's kind of a skeleton of what it was even pre-pandemic.
Two Trump casinos closed. That I know of.
I know.
In Atlantic City. I'm
just saying it's not the argument doesn't fully hold water.
All I'm saying is he puts his name on something and he gets behind it for 50 seconds and then he forgets about it and then it goes under.
Well, I agree, but let's get back to the conspiracy theory. And that is why haven't we? Now I've seen people say he's shown up at a couple dinners. He said a couple of things. It's all well and good, but this idea that he's just going to blog every day instead of be put in front. I have a hard time believing the guy who loved to drop a video at a moment's notice, a tweet, all this stuff, now doesn't want to be on camera.
Well, where's he going to drop it?
He puts it on his site. He could put out a video on his blog just as easy. Why hasn't he? He sits there and writes something and sends it out. I see pictures of him on the golf course. I see him taking photos with people.
Because he's playing golf and he's just living in Florida and he's not campaigning. He's just sitting back and fundraising for bullshit.
But hasn't done an interview.
Doesn't need to.
I mean, it seems very strange. Look, usually
it's very counter him. It's not him.
Thank you. Usually the code of conduct is you lose the presidency, first term, second term, you shut up until the person who followed you is done. Every president has basically done that. They say very few. If they're going to do an interview on something or whatever it is, they don't really comment on the current commander in chief.
So is this the one? But he's commented on
well, that's Biden. What I'm saying. He's gone. He's already he's gone with his blog. He's gone past that. So he's not being quiet. I have a hard time thinking that he's going to still comment, but he's not going to do videos. Like, it doesn't make sense. You're already commenting. What's the difference if you do it in video form or?
I don't know. Maybe there's a bit of shame in finally accepting the fact that he lost.
I don't know. I don't know. Because, but don't you? Isn't it you don't find it weird?
No, it is weird that he's not showing his face,
or he hasn't done anything with Tucker or Hannity or any of those guys. Like they haven't had it. Like it seems quite odd.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean,
especially the last couple of days, the market has kind of taken a dump. You know, you'd think he'd be there to kind of like talk that like. When you go to DonaldJTrump.com, when you go to his site, there is no shortage of material there. He's putting stuff out sometimes twice a day, 3-4 times a day, sometimes less, sometimes huge, long paragraphs.
Huge
paragraphs.
Get gigantic paragraph.
Let me tell you something. Sleepy Joe would fall asleep in the middle of these paragraphs. That's how huge they are. Okay? Fantastic paragraphs.
I'm
They're
not
just
falling
lovely.
asleep during these.
I don't even know if his eyes are open under those glasses. Can't tell. People tell me he's sleeping. Weekend at Bernie's.
Will you shut up over there? God. This guy never
But
shuts
look,
up.
I mean, here's one of the posts. You know, look, that's a huge.
Yeah, I doubt he wrote all that himself.
That's a lot. So, I mean, this idea.
I highly doubt he wrote all that himself.
This idea that his staff or somebody in the Republican, maybe it's the Republican, again, McConnell hates this fucking guy. Voted to to ratify the election, right? Shit on him a couple of days after, did all that stuff. Then went and had a meeting down there, turned around and went right back to McConnell's.
Kissing his ass.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I wonder, by the way, it's not past to say any of these pieces of shit, both Republican and Democrat, would totally sell their souls out for a chance to win. That's all they do. That's all they're good for, all of them. But there's this kind of fun, intriguing thing of, what if they went down there, met with the powers that be, seeing that it's over, let's keep this quiet, let's get on his side, get on his team, knowing full well he's not coming back, and we can write his name onto at some point in 2023 when DeSantis, who's, by the way, the rumbles of DeSantis running for president are getting louder and louder. And Trump, I feel, again, you could add another layer to this theory. I don't think that Trump would ever allow that to happen, unless he's considering him for a VP run, which is entirely possible. Maybe that's the case, but there's a lot of rumblings that he's going to run for president. And maybe that's the move. The Republican Party sees the and again, it doesn't have to be that Trump's a nut bar. What if Trump just said, listen, I've had it. I'm not going to do another 4 years, but I'm happy to help you people put a person in place who's going to follow my agenda anyway and help them win.
If it's not him, no, I find that hard to believe. If it's not him, he's not going to care.
Also, let me just stoke this flame on the fire. What if that is the scenario and that is the case, and Trump wants DeSantis to be prez and his son slide into the old VP spot?
Again, I find it hard to believe that he would give a crap if it's not him in the spotlight.
I'm just saying, if his time has come and he's ready to pass the torch along to his son, and DeSantis and him would be the ticket, you know what I'm saying?
Until he's no longer with us, he's not.
Or he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and it is Trumpy Jr. running the show, and this is him and his play to get his own little thing in there and have it cooking. Maybe I'm watching Billions too much, Frank. I don't know. I'm not sure how it all shakes out.
I think it's all a mess right now, and I think the fact that people aren't turning on him, like the McConnells and the Grahams, is because his supporters haven't turned on him. Once they do, it's over.
Well, we'll see. But that's
his
the
supporters
fun.
Are their supporters.
That's the fun little Trump conspiracy theory we'll throw out there. Now, as we go to the Fredo Cuomo story, let's bring in our expert on old Italian men, and that's Jay Saps. How are you, Jay?
It's weird. I came in just as Frank was talking something bad about Trump. It's so weird. He never does that.
Well, we were doing a lot of.
The topic was Trump conspiracy. What do you want me to do?
That's true.
There was a lot.
I didn't write the topic. This guy did. I just comment.
Allegedly. I'm not going to agree to that.
That is a conspiracy. That's part of the conspiracy.
All right. Chris Cuomo, according to CNN, engaged in inappropriate conversations with the staff of his brother, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, as they were trying to figure out a way to navigate the sexual harassment allegations.
He talked to the staff?
Yeah, so the Washington Post had this story, which credit the Post, which is a very liberal Democrat paper, to take a shit on the Cuomos. They were saying that it was Chris Cuomo who encouraged his brother to take a defiant position and to not succumb to cancel culture, which is super interesting because Chris Cuomo is one of the major driving forces in cancel culture, being on CNN. Just
I
saying.
think.
It's saying to stand up to cancel culture, and he had several meetings with Governor Cuomo's staff behind the scenes, coaching them on how to handle all the allegations that were coming out against Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Wait, his staff, you mean?
Chris
Like the
Cuomo was
CNN
talking to
staff?
Governor Cuomo's staff,
Coaching
coaching them through how to handle the thing. This is after Fredo himself said he wouldn't be commenting on his brother's thing because he's so close to his brother. So there's an hour's worth of television that didn't get the proper coverage.
Well, am I wrong here in that, and I'm not defending the Cuomos, I'm just saying that he recused himself from reporting on it. So why can't he advise his brother and whoever?
Because
he's not reporting on it. He has nothing to do with giving the information. It's his brother and his staff. Why can't he advise?
It's weird to talk about your brother on TV.
He doesn't. He keeps it. He doesn't do it.
That's what I mean. Like, it's got to be weird. I'm sure they're pressuring him to do it too. I'm sure CNN is like, you better talk about your brother.
I'm talking to two people who shit on their brother on this show all the time. I don't understand. I don't get this take at all.
I shit on her brother. I don't shit on my own brother.
You've shot.
No shit.
Oh, that's right. That's only behind the scenes in text messages. That's right.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird. I would find it. I mean, but that they're like,
that's why he doesn't.
Can you just talk about him? Can you just do it?
The other anchors do it. Everybody else does it.
Well, I think
he said, it's my brother. I'm not going to, it's a conflict of interest. I'm not going to talk about it.
And I think that's wrong because you know what? Game face on, motherfucker. When you get into that booth and you put that lapel mic on, you should report on the day's news. Whether it's your brother or not, you should tell the story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because basically what he did was he took that important story and took it off of primetime cable news for an hour every single night while it was happening.
Yeah, but it's on before and after him. I mean, he can't talk about it. It's his brother. No matter what he says, anybody who's watching him is going to be like, well, I can't take this guy's word for it. It's his own brother. What's he going to say? My brother's a giant scumbag.
No, but he could still report on what happened that day without having an opinion on it.
Like a bias.
But he's also an opinion show as well. So he can't talk. He can't report something and not give his opinion on it. I guess he can,
especially
but that's
being
not
CNN.
the show.
Come on.
Well, let me give Governor Cuomo a nickel's worth of advice. Fucking Fredo is the one who sunk the Corleones. So I don't know why they're letting this fucking Fredo in any sort of position of power to, counsel anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's time to kiss this motherfucker on the lips and tell him there's a plane waiting to take him out of Havana. You know what I mean?
What made him Fredo?
Who, Cuomo?
Somebody called him that. Well, he was at a bar.
Yeah, but why?
Somebody was rousing him when he was at a Hamptons fundraiser and called him Fredo, and he got all upset. No, he said to the guy,
I get that, but why call him Fredo? Why is he Fredo?
Because he's the dumb older brother.
Yeah.
I guess, but he's a successful.
Actually, I think Andrew's older, but he's the stupid brother. Like how we call you Fredo behind your back to everybody else.
Yeah, but that I understand.
To tell him.
That I understand, but at least Cuomo's successful. He's got his own show on primetime.
Yeah, but
I mean, a lot of people would argue he's only. I'm sorry, Janine. You were saying.
Sorry. No. I was saying they call him an idiot. He is kind of like.
He's kind of goofy.
Yeah, he is.
I've watched him. I have watched him in like over a year, but he's every time I watch him, he's not stupid.
He kind of stinks. He's not.
He's not good.
He does these. I've watched him do interviews, and maybe lately, I don't know, but a year ago and before that, I've watched him, and he seemed to know what he was talking about, and most of the time.
If I had to rank all the CNN people like Don Lemon and Wolf Blitzer and all that, he would come in dead last.
Yeah.
He would come in absolutely dead last. Because I think the argument is a lot of people feel this way, that he kind of really only got there because of his brother. Because his brother's been a high profile guy for a long time. Before even being governor, he was in the federal government and.
Yeah, fan of his or not. Trying to be as objective as I can. I don't see him as stupid.
Oh,
he might be
really stupid.
You know, he might have said some stupid things here or there. I mean, one thing he said that was very stupid. It was a while ago, but other than that, I mean, on the air when he's doing his broadcast, he's not totally stupid.
Well, I mean, he's not stupid. Like, you know.
You know what he's like? He's like our friend, somebody, and his brother. They could be compared to Fredo and Andy. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about.
Wow.
Yeah, that was rough. I'm not going to comment on that.
Oh my God. You just called one of our friends' brothers Fredo.
By the way, Megyn Kelly had an excellent point on this. She tweeted, "Why does CNN think it's no big deal that Chris Cuomo strategized against at least 7 women, publicly accusing the New York State governor of sexual harassment and assault? How would you feel if you were a female staffer on his team? What mattered wasn't the truth. It was protecting the family, period."
Yeah.
She's got a point.
You always protect the family. You always protect the family. Come on.
Well, if you're...
Rule number 1.
If your brother, if your mother, anybody in your family is accused of something, you're going to defend them. You're not going to defend your own brother.
Well, if they did it,
yeah. If it was my job to tell you what happened that day, I would tell you about it. I would say it.
You wouldn't. Well, there's 2 ways to do it. I guess you could either completely separate yourself from your brother, or and you separate yourself from your brother and you just report on it, or you don't report on it and you get closer to your brother.
See, I feel like this is if you're asking me my opinion, I feel like I feel like he should leave his show. Not that he should be fired. He should leave his show. If he could pick his brother over his audience, then you don't deserve that audience.
Damn.
If my sister went out and killed somebody tomorrow and it was the story of the day, it'd be right up there on that fucking screen next to whatever else we were talking about, because that's because when you do this, you have a bond with the audience. You show up every day.
With your family?
Put that. It's a different thing. It's a different thing. Because
Anthony's fucking ruthless.
It's not like you're saying he did this. You can go on there and say such and such a woman is accusing the governor of this behavior. The governor is denying it. Blah, 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 blah. And you move on. You tell the story. You don't have to have an opinion on it, but you should still tell the story. Recusing yourself is basically protecting your brother and screwing over your own audience from hearing what the story of the day was.
Has he been saying this is the story and then not commenting on it, or hasn't been saying anything?
He recused himself from covering the story is what it
Here's
what
the
it
thing
is.
though, too, because obviously he's
Go ahead, Janine.
I'm just thinking out loud. Obviously, since he's on their side, would he even say anything bad? Like, would people even say anything bad on CNN about Andy, even though it's their side? You know what I mean?
Yeah. They do.
I don't even know if they would.
And listen,
I'm not even kidding me.
I'm not even going to make the argument that they were all there, the CNN people, to shit all over the Fox. I'm not even going to make that argument because the Fox News people who were harassing women constantly behind the scenes deserved every last bit of it. But what I'm saying is half of these guys, Wolf Blitzer, all these guys, go into fucking war zones with bullets whizzing by their head, and they come out of it and go, hey, it's part of the job. I'm here to tell the story. But all of a sudden, because it's your brother, you can't fucking do it, then you don't deserve a show.
Well, what if it's the same thing? If you're a judge, you're not going to rule on a case.
That's different.
How's that different?
Judge is different from journalist. That's 2 different things.
You have to weigh in a little. It's a show where he weighs in. If he's just going to sit there and just talk about, he's not going to talk about it. He's just going to say, this is what happened. They could just scroll that by if they wanted to.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. How many people on 9/11 were reporting shit that didn't know where their loved ones were, or their brother was a cop, their sister was an EMT, or whatever it was, and they were there telling the story. They didn't fucking recuse themselves on one of the toughest days of the year in the history of the country.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's a. Can you leave it at it's a personal choice or no? There's no personal choices.
No,
when you're a journalist, you can't make a personal choice.
You take that job. You have a commitment. I'm saying if I was in his audience, I would be upset, and I would feel like, why would I watch this guy if he's just going to pick and choose what stories he could do or not do? If his mother died, God forbid, what is he going to do? This is too personal of a story to tell you. Like this, like you fucking tell the story. When his brother does something great, does he recuse himself from the story?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, but this is an ongoing investigation. We don't know the thing.
But when he does something great, does he go, "This is my brother. I can't comment on it"?
No, he'll comment.
So only when it's bad for his brother? This is the definition of hypocritical.
Yeah, I guess, but I feel like also once the story is over, let's say he's found guilty of all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Cuomo then doesn't report it, then it's ridiculous. But if it's an ongoing thing, and because he's closely involved in his brother's life, doesn't that? All I'm saying is, if he's involved in the story, how can he report?
Well, let me put it to you this way: if he's going to recuse himself from something, recuse yourself from helping your brother and do your fucking job that you signed up for, that you get paid for.
He's also his brother.
Okay. All right. If you're now I'm dumbing down I feel like I already won this, but I'm going to keep going.
Don't dumb anything down for me.
I'm dumbing down. I'm not dumbing it down for you. I'm dumbing down my example because I'm going from journalist to football player. When Eli Manning plays,
this is so patronizing. I can't.
No, I'm not patronizing you. I'm just saying.
He's mansplaining. You're mansplaining.
If Eli Manning plays, who's the other Manning now? You got me so upset.
Your mother.
When two brothers play each other on the football field or the baseball field, do they go, "I can't strike out my brother. I can't do it"?
It's a little different.
They dig in. They go for it. They're there to do their job. They're there to win.
Yeah.
Right?
Fine. He should report on everything his brother's doing. What if he's a witness? What if he becomes a witness in this whole thing?
Well, that's a different story. Now you're talking about
what if he could be?
Legal stuff.
What if lawyers told him not to do stuff?
Nah, I don't think it's that. I think it's just that he don't want to. But
because if it was that,
you don't know.
But if it was that, he would say, "Legal counsel has advised me to not talk about it."
Yeah,
that's a different story.
Said that.
All right. Well, then if that's the case, then fine. But yeah, if it's just a story, he could probably say what the story is. He doesn't have to. Hide the fact that there is a story.
All right, let's move on to the next fucking moron of the night, and that's Ted Cruz. This piece of shit. Do? He tweets yesterday. Yeah, he tweets yesterday. "Holy crap! Perhaps a woke, emasculated military is not the best idea." And he's quote tweeting somebody who mashed together a commercial for the Russian army, a commercial that airs in Russia for the Russian army, which was tacked on to the edited with a commercial for the United States Army.
Whoa, that was a very long explanation.
But I wanted to explain it because when I play it, you got to kind of know that going in because the first part is entirely in Russian. So. But I'll
understand it.
I'll show it to you, and then I'll explain if you miss it, why Ted Cruz is such a gigantic pile of shit. All right, so here's,
as if we didn't know.
Here's the commercial, and apologies to the listening audience. This is very much a visual thing, but as you can tell by his description, the Russian commercial is very tough and hard-nosed and traditional, and the commercial for the United States military is not that at all. So here you go.
Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов. Но разве ты...
All right, so you got guns and boots and a lot of chiseled young gentlemen. Right? There's not a woman in sight. They're jumping out of airplanes. They're on some sort of attack. They're in the snow. They're all this stuff.
Begins in California with a little girl raised by two moms. I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. To marry my other mom. With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class. And after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength. I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
So you have
an asshole.
You have what would be like your typical, like if Ivan Drago got to direct a Russian army commercial, he probably would sketch this together. And then you have a U.S. Army commercial that I'm not disagreeing with Ted here, is a different tone altogether.
Oh, yeah, sure they are.
But to tweet, holy crap, perhaps a woke, emasculated military is not the best idea. Like, this is what pisses me off, especially a Republican like him. Republicans always claim to be the party of the military. And then you basically, it's not like this was a fictitious thing. This is a real person. This is really her story. And to take that much of a shit on her, a member of the military, because the fucking commercial doesn't look like a prototypical, stereotypical fucking thing, is maybe one of the shittiest things this piece of shit has ever fucking done.
This piece of shit.
I think we all know that when you enter the military, you go through all that hard shit. We don't need to see it every day to know that what these men and women are doing is difficult and the training is unbelievable.
This girl went through the training. It shows up every day, puts her life on the line. Well, what? Because she's got two fucking moms. She's not as tough as the fucking Russia. And by the way, it's
doesn't even make sense.
Fucking commercial, you asshole idiot. It's a commercial.
Really, everything this guy fucking touches he's such an idiot. He's so out there. Like he's got the wrong message for everything. It's unbelievable how on the other side of the world this guy is.
Yeah,
he is on the other side of the world. No, not really. The U.S. though.
Where is Cancun? That's not on the other side of the world, is it? This is the worst thing that he's ever done. By far.
Think so? He's an idiot, though.
They're
all idiots.
Because you could see
he's done some shitty things.
You could see her fucking face.
Yeah, they show her right at the end. Like, I'm in the military. I've been defending this country since I'm a little girl.
Yeah. Could you believe? How do you think Emma Malone, U.S. Corporal Emma Malone, fucking feels about this?
Yeah. Could you imagine her watching that, seeing his tweet, and that's my. What if she's from Texas? Oh, that's my senator. That's the guy that represents me.
You know what? The guy's an idiot anyway, so I don't care what he says.
This is the guy that's elected into office. He represents me, and he's taking a shit on me. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I'm sure it looks like an intelligent young lady. I'm sure she knows what a piece of shit he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. But that's
the thing is too, is it's a fucking commercial. It in no way represents the reality of how tough and why. What? Because she's a female with two moms, she can't be as fucking tough.
Exactly. As
another country's military, because they stereotypically put a bunch of fucking buff-looking guys in a commercial. You're automatically, and this is what drives me crazy about today. You're so focused on fucking beating the other side that you would slide your own fucking military under the bus to make a point against fucking woke culture.
Exactly. He has no shame whatsoever. He'll just whatever he has to do.
She should be allowed to take out her service revolver and shoot him right in the knee. That is the only thing that would bring this back to any sort of justification.
Or in his keck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next time he salutes someone in the military.
Yeah.
I should just hold up that tweet he did.
Yeah.
Say, is that how you feel about me? Here you go.
Am I crazy here? Am I the only one that's like, we've lost our fucking minds?
No, he has.
It's your own fucking military, for Christ's sake.
No, he's
because they
definitely-
make a fancier commercial. You know what? You shit on the ad agency because they're the ones at fault here. If you want to take a blame, but they just picked a direction.
exactly.
It has nothing to do with how tough
any side is.
our armed forces are. You idiot fucking piece of shit.
He really sucks.
He really sucks hard. I can't stand that guy.
What about Ted Cruz? How do you feel?
As tough as I
Yeah,
feel about Ted Cruz is not nearly as much as Obama
Here we
feels
go.
about Trump.
Damn, that was
This never ends.
cold.
This is just gonna
That
keep
was
going.
cold.
This political stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is kind of what's lined up for the day today. The story is, this guy's got a book coming out. He actually said a couple interesting things. If people don't like Kamala Harris, she's going to get shit on in this segment as well. This guy has a book coming out. Let me get his name for you here. The new book is called Battle for the Soul, Inside the Democrats' Campaign to Defeat Donald Trump by Edward Isaac Dover. He's a staff writer at The Atlantic. He broke the story the other day that at some point during the Democratic primary, who's Biden's wife? Jill?
Yep.
Yeah, she really took a shit on Kamala Harris. Remember when Kamala said that she was on that bus and she accused Biden of being a racist?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He put it in the book that Jill Biden is quoted as saying that Kamala Harris should go fuck herself.
I could see her saying that.
Now,
Hey, defending your husband.
do you think when they get on the same ticket, do you think like when you have that first couples dinner, do you get that out of the way? Be like, listen, you might hear I said some not so nice things about. Do you like get that out of the way?
Do you like acknowledge it, or are you like, I didn't say that?
I would
sure
have
they
to
talk about it.
I don't know, especially if other people are around and can quote you as saying it. I don't know if I could.
Oh God.
You know,
I'm sure they talk about
Awkward.
it, and they go, listen, this was all political strategy, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And I'm
They
sure
told me
there's
to tell you to go fuck yourself.
apologies left and right. Who knows? Like people, that have to work with each other do.
yeah. So here's what Obama said, and I'm surprised at this for this reason. You would think after 8 years of being on the top office, you just really wouldn't give a shit anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
To me, Bush doesn't give a shit. Like, I don't think
No.
He gives no fucks.
He's checked out.
zero. He's just like, I got birds to paint, man. I don't have time for this. But according to the book, Obama called Trump a madman, a racist, sexist pig, and at one point was quoted as saying that fucking lunatic when referring to the president.
That is not the worst thing I've heard him be called.
I can't imagine Obama saying, like, I know he says
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was saying. I know. I was thinking that too when I read it before. I'm like, I can't see him saying this. Like,
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know. I just can't
Yeah,
see him
because
saying
he's
that.
a classy guy.
Yeah.
He may not have said it in public. He probably said it among a couple of people.
His strongest remark, Dover reports, was prompted by reports that Trump was speaking to foreign leaders, including Vladimir Putin, amid the investigation of Russian election interference and links between Trump and Moscow, without any aides on the call. President Obama commented, "That corrupt motherfucker."
Love it. Fucking love it.
Sorry. I was just sending signals.
Oh, I missed that.
Your
I'm sorry.
one eye signal.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe he said this. Really, I just can't see him saying this. Like, when you just can't see certain people saying like certain things. This is him.
Yeah,
some reason,
because he's classy.
Agree, but he did. What did he call Kanye that time? Remember? What did he say?
Oh,
yeah.
an
He said-
ass or a stupid ass or something like that. Let the girl get her reward.
Yeah.
with Taylor Swift.
By the way, he knew he screwed up immediately when he said that and had to walk that back for a long time.
I don't think he screwed
Yeah,
up.
really.
Oh, he called him
was right.
a jackass. He called him a
Jackass.
jackass.
Yeah, something.
That's what
He
he
was
called.
right.
Oops.
Everybody knew he was a jackass when he did that.
Yes, but the president of the United States should not be lowering themselves down to a level
Stop it.
to comment
Stop
on
it. The
Kanye
last 4
West.
years, the last 4 years.
Oh, here we go.
You're gonna pull. He can't call Kanye West a jackass when left and right every day Trump was calling someone some weird ridiculous name.
No, he shouldn't have done it either. I don't think
Obama can't get one.
As much as Rosie O'Donnell may deserve a slap in the face, I don't think she deserved the way she was treated. I don't think that was called for.
Oh
Or
my
Megyn
God, I
Kelly,
forgot
for that
about
matter.
too.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Trump didn't do bad things, but I don't think the president should be commenting on award shows like that.
Yeah.
It
Kinda
wasn't
odd.
even like an official statement. He was asked like the camera's rolling, but they weren't talking to him yet.
Well, no, that's why it was even more wrong, because he thought the cameras weren't rolling yet.
No, he knew that they were around. He was
And
in
that
the
was-
room with cameras pointed right at him.
No, because that was early on in his presidency, and he learned right quick those things are always rolling, and you're always mic'd up. And watch what you say.
That guy's a jackhead.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I love it.
All right, there's a 9/11 bar.
All right, I got it.
Why would he do that?
He's a jackass.
Yeah, and he
I
was
feel
like
like that's the most harmless name that we've heard in the last 10 years.
all right, 9/11 bar down in Texas. Bar 9/11 is the name of this place.
This is a bad idea, but go ahead.
Is messing with some people a little bit. Jesse Tyler, a Missouri resident, wrote on Twitter, drove by this bar and thought, I wonder what that's about. Turns out it's about exactly what you think, he tweeted. He wrote on Twitter and posted images taken at the bar named after 9/11. Bar 9/11 owner Brent Thompson told the Post, I get it. It's a sensitive subject, insisting that, yes, the name was never meant to offend anybody. He says, and I quote, if you don't have all the facts, you probably are going to have a negative reaction. Bar 9/11, he explained, actually serves as the lounge area of the Tex-Mex restaurant Rio Mambo in the City View area of Fort Worth, and got its name nearly 15 years after the tragedy. The establishment's relatively understated interior features a gallery-like wall with 4 picture boards featuring images taken in the aftermath of the attack. Thompson said the story behind the bar's name is not a ploy for publicity. He told the Post that he had been preparing for the soft opening of his first restaurant on that tragic day in 2001, which took the lives of nearly 3,000 people. He said, at the time we opened, 9/11 was just another day of the week, but that morning was when my wife called me at the restaurant and told me that the plane hit the towers. Thompson soon found out, and his opening day jitters soon gave way as fears of the attack started to set in. It wasn't until the bar's 13th anniversary in 2014 that Thompson felt compelled to pay special tribute to the somber opening day after he heard a sobering statistic on the news that a high percentage of Americans would wake up 15 years to the day of the attacks and not remember the tragedy. We don't celebrate 9/11 that way, but when I heard those figures, I just thought, that's kind of tragic. That's when he decided to rename the lounge area previously dubbed as Charlie Bar after a former employee after that fateful day. Bar 9/11 also includes decor with a narrative timeline of September 11th that compares Rio Mambo's opening morning with the events in New York, Pennsylvania, and D.C. Still kind of disrespectful, I feel.
It's
weird.
I understand he wants to make it like almost like a shrine with the images and stuff, but you're still making money in there. It's still
and you don't have it there. You don't have it there. You have it in the city. You don't have it there.
Right, and there's like plenty of memorials all around for 9/11, plenty of ways to remember. Isn't a bar supposed to be a happy gathering place with fun?
Right. That's a weird tribute. Unless I wouldn't call, like, if you want to have a special area in the bar that's like, hey, this is our tribute wall. That's something. But I don't know. It seems like to call it the 9/11 bar or bar 9/11.
That's kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's iffy. I don't think so.
Like I'll even be dumb and bite that his intentions were good. I'll go along with that with him too. But even if his intentions are good, it's still a kind of not great idea.
I mean, if he did something like 10% goes to 9/11 families or whatever, I don't know.
That,
something. No.
Even that still feels. You know what? Because
icky.
We had the 9/11 victims fund. A lot of them were compensated, even the ones that are still struggling with, the breathing stuff being compensated. I don't think we need the 10% of your alcohol sales. You know what I'm saying? Like
every little bit kind of helps, but still, it's not I see it's not a good look to name your business. it's a business at the end of the day, and it's to name that you're profiting from a name. You know, people are coming there to drink.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're using it's kind of being used in that way. It may not have been his intention.
Yeah.
But it looks that way.
And you know what, too? Like, throw a flag up, do the patriotic thing. I think that's the way in which we all like to,
Yeah. America.
honor that day, right? I mean, we don't need,
You don't, no, not a good look.
All right. A car thief, wound up breaking into the car of Derek Lewis, which would be not that big of a deal if it wasn't for the fact that Derek Lewis was a UFC fighter.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So what happened then?
And a big dude at that. Derek Lewis is a big dude. The UFC heavyweight contender Derek Lewis posted on Instagram, "Mofo tried to break into my shit."
He caught him breaking in.
He caught him breaking in, and he showed off his fist, which was bruised from knocking the guy's face in, which is basically what he did. A public information officer for the Houston Police Department, Jody Silva, told MMA Fighting that Lewis found the man trying to break into his car with a screwdriver at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Mr. Lewis went over to the suspect, struck him, placed him onto the ground until the police arrived. That's the nicest way to put it.
Imagine, like,
Picked the wrong
idiot.
car, my friends.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I'd love to show you the thing, but Instagram took it off of...
the fist?
Yeah, which is so stupid. Instagram stinks. But there's Derek Lewis. Could you imagine? Look at those
That's
hands.
a big dude.
Look, those hands are the size of my face.
No way.
Can you imagine
Sorry.
like the car thief? Like, this is my first car. I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna drive away. I'm gonna make some money.
Yeah.
He happens to pick the UFC friggin' fighter. What the hell?
What luck?
Son of a bitch.
What luck?
Can't catch a break.
You know what's like, I don't get carjacking. Here's why.
Hmm.
Because you're always gonna get caught. Like, no matter what, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna be found.
That's the idea,
like,
I guess.
it's just, I don't know. It's just dumb to me. I just don't like it.
I feel this way about crime in general. There are cameras everywhere now.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a carjacking. It was
he was trying to break
into the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Even
he
that
happened
too, dude.
he happened to show up on the scene.
Could you imagine? He couldn't get the car of Pete, the underweight accountant, or some shit.
Right.
Right.
The bag boy at the deli. You know, he couldn't get that guy's car.
No.
You gotta get a friggin' UFC. Not even like an amateur fighter.
Yeah, the UFC.
The biggest guy
God.
ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure. I mean, judging by his size, I think he does fairly well in the UFC. So he's a heavyweight contender. So he's probably got a nice car.
I gotta tell you though, if that thief isn't scared straight by that, there's no scaring him. You know, like that.
Yeah.
That should be his wake up call. This thief,
Like, first and last time.
Yeah, you know what? I am done in the car theft business.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
it.
obviously the worst at it, so it's not going to happen again.
He's retired. He's retired now.
I'm going to become a bag boy at the deli.
Yeah, that's another great thing too, where you head into jail and they're like, "What are you in for?" It's like, "Oh, I broke into a UFC fighter's car." Eesh. All right,
Is that a brag though? Can you brag with that?
I mean, not with
I
your
had the balls to do it. You know,
not with your face dented in. I don't think.
Exactly.
All right,
you should see him.
this week's banger hanger. Janine, did you have a banger hanger for this week?
I do.
You do. Go ahead, ladies first.
It's called "There You Go," and you're gonna laugh, but I completely forgot the guy who sang it. Like, it just flew out of my mind, and I'm like trying to think of it. So like the last
There
2
You
minutes.
Go?
Nope. Yeah, and Miley Cyrus also sings on this too.
Oh,
and
the guy.
originally, and there you go, ho, can't make a
Yeah.
wife out of a hoe.
That's the guy that was on SNL with her.
Yes.
Yes.
What's his name?
I don't know, but everybody mispronounces it, and he gets mad at the fact that they mispronounce it. So I'm not going to give it a try right now.
Is it Kid something?
Yes.
It's like Kid Larue or
Leroy.
Leroy. Yeah.
Leroy.
Yeah, but he
It's
doesn't.
a good song.
I think it's Leroy though. I think or something like that. I don't know.
So there you go.
Yes.
So there you go, Oh.
That's a good one.
There you
All
go.
right, Frankie, why that one? Why'd you pick it?
I honestly never heard the entire song with like Miley's entire part, and I really like it. She's really good. She's a good singer.
She has a great voice. She knows she's
Yeah.
talented.
I always thought so, but like now I like it even more that she sang on it. So
Yeah, I
She's
see.
very talented.
I think that she hasn't even put out her best shit yet. I think that when she hits like 50 and lets the pop thing go and picks up that acoustic guitar, she's gonna be slaying it. That's what
That's
I
it.
think.
That's a good theory. I like that.
But you just basically backed up what I said on the last podcast or the one before that about Megan Thee Stallion, that you just hear all this shit
Yeah.
on TikTok and you have no idea who the hell it is. And then you hear
Yeah.
it, you happen to hear the long version, you're like, oh shit, this song is pretty good, you know?
yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Dynamite dropping. All right,
Good.
Frankie
Dynamite.
C., what 90s rock song did you pick this week?
Oh God,
First of all, it's a 90s metal song,
Oh, okay.
what is it?
and it's Korn. It's called Here to Stay.
Mm.
And I don't even think it's from the 90s. I think it's relatively newer than that. Let me look up the year.
It can't be more than 2002. You're definitely stuck in that whole decade.
Damn it. You look that up. You're a dick.
Is it 2002?
It's 2002.
Oh fuck.
So it's
It's smack in the middle. June 11th, 2002.
Wow.
You can look at all my screens. I got my song up, and this is off right
You're
now.
a dick.
So,
I
That was
looked it up
that was a
before.
good.
thank
That
you.
was a good year.
I know my man. I know. Why'd you pick that one?
Because screw you, that's why.
He's like,
Because it's
Because
a
I
great
liked it.
song.
Because you knew that we'd
No.
give you hell if you put 2 weeks of Metallica in a row.
No, I knew I wasn't going to do Metallica. I wanted to do Metallica the first week as the kickoff.
Mm.
And then, I'm going to give that a rest. So I picked one of my second favorite bands, which is Korn. And this song, when I went to work, when I used to go into work, I pay for YouTube, so that I don't have to
Ads.
hear commercials, ads. And plus you get to download your songs.
loser.
Mhm.
So in case I'm in a tunnel or something, I could still listen to it without service or whatever. So that's one of the songs I listen to. I used to walk to work in the city too, and it's like a kick-ass,
Oh.
just like an upbeat, like mosh
Frank, when you go
pit
back to
kind
work?
of song.
When you
No
go
idea.
back into work, really?
They haven't said anything about us going back in yet. No, there's nothing yet. So we're still working from home.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Mine this week is a brand new song. It is
Lame.
by a group called Seawolf, SEAWOLF, and the track is called Forever Never More. And it is this like laid back acoustic guitar, but still kind of has like one of those beats to it. Like it's got a little bit of a hip hop beat to it.
Oh,
And,
maybe I like it.
Some nice 80s vocals. It's like a mellow banger. It's like perfect for this time of year. Outside grilling, put a couple
So
tunes
good.
on.
It's like sitting on
Grilling
the
and
dock.
chilling.
You get some
Sitting on the dock.
some burgers on the grill. You just hang out with your margarita.
Yes, exactly. A beer at the end of the
I
day,
dig.
a margarita,
I dig, baby.
whatever it is. It's really
Can
good.
you play it? I don't think you can play it.
I'll play a little snippet of it for everybody. It's got this like
Not a fan of the vocals.
oh, see, I like that. It's got that whole 80s throwback Cure like vibe, like early night. Shut up, Janine. Kind of like Death Cab for Cutie, or who was the Arctic Monkeys ish kind of a vibe
See,
to
now
it.
I want to play my music.
Well, I don't want to play for too long.
No, you can't play. You can't play Korn. They'll rip it right down.
So there you go.
Anyway,
Huh.
and kudos to Stephanie, who submitted her pick. I don't know this group, but I did listen to the track because it also did come out this week. I think it did. Algiers, There Is No Year. It was just
Okay.
pretty good. It was kind of this like I liked it. It was like this hip hoppy, like kind of crazy beat. Like it's again,
Okay.
it's that like mix between hip hop and acoustic-y vocals. It was kind of strange.
Thank you,
Okay.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
This is more my speed.
It's not bad.
This is more me. It's
Yeah.
more me.
It's kind of
Good
like
job, Stephanie, going to Anthony on air, submitting it. Everybody could do that.
yeah. Anybody can do it. Tweet at us, message us, whatever, or you just tweet out. Banger. What is it?
Banger.
Banger hanger.
Oh my god.
Let's do it, us two. We're getting
You're
into
not.
it.
It's not catching. You're not getting it.
Maybe by week 5.
Well, for this week, it's banger hanger. So if you put a hashtag banger hanger on a song, we search before we do the show, and we'll include one person in with the rest of us.
Yes, send it to us. We want to hear some cool stuff. We are all into music. Let's hear some good stuff.
Yeah, totally. And I can't remember the name. Win Butler is in the group. It'll come to me in a second. The group that he's in, Arcade Fire.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
Sounds very Arcade Fire-ish to me. Algiers.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So they're in. So
I
there
have
you go.
actually heard of them before.
Algiers? Yeah.
I have, yes.
Okay. There you go.
Nice. Good pick.
We'll end the show with J Sab's comment that absolutely had me rolling on the floor laughing.
Did it really make you laugh?
I was hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. So I think it was last episode we got this comment from this very nice young lady. I don't even know what we were talking about that spurred the comment.
I think you guys were talking about like going after women at work.
That's right. That's what it was. It was about, right. We were talking about, why were we talking about that? How did that even go?
Bill Gates. Bill Gates.
All right.
All right. Bill Gates. So anyway, I'm trying to find it now. Comments disappear on me on YouTube. I don't know why that happens.
Last show. Last show.
Was it
one
Monday's show or Wednesday's
Monday.
show?
I think.
I think it was Monday.
It was
Monday.
Monday. You're right. Okay. I feel like a lot of people liked it too. Anyway, so she was sharing her story, and Janine pulled a classic move, which was commenting on something before you get to the end of the story. So this young lady, Linda, thank you so much for your comment. We all enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a long comment too, by the way.
It was.
It was a paragraph and a half.
I would argue maybe our longest comment today.
It's probably up there. But I want everybody to know that we read all the and if it's not me or Janine, like between me, Janine, Frank, and my wife, like and a couple of other people, every comment gets read.
Yeah,
every
we
comment.
We get to them.
Eventually, sometimes it might take us a little long to get to them, but we get to them all. Anyway, she tells this lovely story of doing community service at a hospital and meeting what would go on to be her future husband.
Before, during the courtship part of the story,
yeah,
there was
an
interaction. I guess
read it, Aunt.
This is classic Janine. So she says, I was working off community service hours at a hospital when the director of purchasing approached me while I was living in with the man that caused me to have to do the 300 hours of community service. We were totally alone one day. He grabbed me in the back of the office and started kissing me. He went down south on Linda in the middle of a workday. To which,
yes.
By the way, go read everybody could read the comment for themselves.
Yeah. To which
thing.
Janine put her first comment, which was, "This is a very hot story."
Yes.
But as you
before
go on,
reading the rest,
clearly, as you go on to read the rest, it turns out the guy winds up dying of cancer, right? Or some ulcer surgery.
Complications of the surgery.
Yeah. And she writes, it's still very hard. Could you imagine?
What a hot story that was.
She lays out her entire life story and gets a comment from the Miss J Sabs where she lays her little heart on the line, and her response is, "This is a very hot story."
It was.
But then
go for yours, girl.
It started out that way.
Yeah.
But then I like your recovery.
I did have good. I really that's what I really felt after I read the whole thing.
Your backpedal comment.
Janine's
Isn't that
last
right?
comment was, and I sent this before the end. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
That really makes you laugh.
At least you read the whole thing.
Yeah.
because I've been there, and I could just picture how stupid you felt going.
Oh God, I did.
shit."
I was like, I really did.
Yeah, that was a faux pas, as they say.
Like I thought I was gonna be able to read this
What is
before bed tonight, before I get a little,
what is her name?
Got it.
Something.
You were going to use
And
her
then
story as material.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Picked
And
another
then
story.
and then I was like, oh, I can't use that.
What is her name? The person whose story it is. Just want to say hello to her,
Linda.
Linda. Thank you for posting and thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.
And we are all sorry for your loss.
Well,
Linda, if you want to write more details about what happened in that first encounter, I'm all up for it.
We should have a segment or something on the website, Dear J Sabs or something like a Dear
oh my
Penthouse.
God, I would love that.
Like a Dear Penthouse segment.
Yeah, because I was going to say, Janine doesn't want to solve people's problems. She just wants erotica.
No, she just wants the juicy
That's it.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
And real erotica.
I read a book that started out like that. Yeah,
by the way,
exactly.
I'm with Janine on this one. Real. Like, we could get made
Yeah,
up
you
stuff
can make
anywhere.
up anything, but
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I want real stories.
Got that real deal story in there.
That's like a hot story. I'm not going to even lie.
But
First half.
you did just lie because you can't sit there and pretend like you don't fantasize about your husband's death. I've heard you wish death upon that poor man. Yeah.
No.
Yikes.
So to be like, oh, only the
No.
first part is what I meant to, that's kind of a lie. That's a little
Yeah,
bit of a
that's true. That's
truth
true.
stretch. Did you think about deleting your original comment? How close did you come
No.
to?
I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave that up there to make her feel good about it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what, lady? Good for you that you actually wrote that for the world to see.
Did your comments get a like or anything? Or are they just hanging out there in the wind?
I think only from Anthony. He liked it, and that was it. I think.
Yeah, it's hard because you don't see them. And hers is so long, so probably unless people were hunting for it, you're not going to see it. And what happens?
But she should see it. I mean,
I hope so.
If your comment gets a like, you could see that.
I think so. Do you get notified that somebody liked your
Yes.
comment? You do.
You get notified. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and it's hard because when other people start to comment and they start getting a lot of likes, those comments go towards the top. So, you know.
Oh,
But,
well, I want to know. I want to know more details. So, yeah,
Hey,
good
that's
story.
I'm telling you, Dear J Sabs should be
Mm.
There should be a segment or a section.
Well, I will say people are still rooting for you. I feel like every hour from some part of the world we get a comment on being on your side with the whole Dunkin' Donuts thing. People are still in Team JSAB's corner on that.
Well, I'll tell you that one guy had a good suggestion. Go into that Dunkin', that specific one. Ask for extra caramel. When she says no, when she says you'll be charged extra, cancel the order, go in your car, do the curbside. I mean, how more perfect is that?
I did see that comment. That was genius.
I was laughing at that.
Except when they spit in it.
No, they won't know.
They
won't
will
know
see your
until after.
name.
You are risking a luger.
But they don't know they won't know it's me. They don't know my name in there. Like I'm not that with them in there. No.
They got your picture. I'm sure they got your name up there.
No.
Oh, that's true. If you canceled and walked out, they won't know it's you who ordered until they get to the car.
No, you know what I would do? What I would do is I would stand there in front of them, order it on the app, and make them make it right there.
And watch them make it?
Watch them make it through the app. And then you won't get charged.
I don't know which one I love more. Both scenarios are good.
Oh, shit.
They have to make it now, and they can't charge you for the extra.
And they can't spit in it because they're right there.
And you're watching them make it.
Pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, you stick your thumb in it as you hand it to you. a lot of moves they can pull.
But that's the last time you could ever go there. You can't ever go there again. You certainly
think
can't
so?
mobile order when you're not there to look at it.
That is a burned bridge.
Shit.
Yeah.
You pull that kind of stuff, yeah, that's the last one.
Well, you know what? They're probably going to close anyway. Be honest, if they're closing at 6 p.m.
Well, when you go there, is it busy?
I mean, sometimes there's people there, not all the time. There's no drive-through at that one either. I think that's the problem.
It's a front.
Somebody commented that the reason why they're not open late anymore is because they can't find the staff, which might actually be entirely possible. But see, although I have sympathy for that, also where we grew up, the Dunkin' Donuts in our neighborhood, I swear, like one of those guys used to literally work 24 hours a day. Like I don't know.
I think I know who you mean. The really skinny guy.
There was a skinny guy and there was a girl who used to, because you would go in for a coffee on like
same two people
Friday morning, right? And you would see them. Then maybe you went in, or somebody you know went in after work. They were there, and then you'd go there at like 2:00 in the morning that Friday night into Saturday morning, and they were still there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I bet it was one of their franchise.
Their franchise. Yeah.
And they were just dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Right.
I had to stay here and be open.
I see it.
Yeah.
Could be out. Okay. J-Sabs, are you going to take action? Are you going to execute on one of these plans in the next week or so?
I think so.
You are?
I'm ready for it.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm confident.
I wonder if there's a way that we could film this. Could you film yourself doing it?
I wonder.
You got to wear a shirt with like a pocket right here.
No, I don't think we can film. You can't film them without knowing. You could just keep it on yourself as you're pulling the move off.
Oh, act like you're texting or something, and then you have your camera on you.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I can do that. I've done that before many times, even to you guys too. So
do that. Record that. That's fine. I don't care.
All right.
Maybe we'll give you that 8-year-old GoPro we got lying around somewhere.
Dust it off.
Yeah. So we can have horrible audio to go along with it.
Oh my god.
Hand crank that bastard up and get it ready.
All right, we'll leave it there. Ted Cruz sucks.
That's the moral of this story.
Is the moral of this story. Like
Cuomo's not looking good.
Ted
Ghislaine
Cruz
sucks. Everybody sucks.
I really think that this girl should be allowed to do. Remember when the guy from SNL said that bad thing about the army guy with the one eye?
Yeah, and then he apologized. It was Davidson, wasn't it? Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson, yeah.
And then the guy came on and he apologized. And Pete Davidson apologized.
We need another one of those scenarios, except it ends with her slapping the ever-loving shit out of him.
That'd be fantastic.
Or she gets to shave his head, or I mean, I can't really say what I want to say because I feel like we'll get in trouble from the YouTube police.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway,
nice kick in the old tomatoes.
Enjoy your weekend. Hope everybody has a great one. Appreciate you guys watching or listening all week. Thanks to all the new viewers and listeners. Numbers have really spiked in the last 2-3 weeks. We appreciate that wholeheartedly. Thank you for that.
Remember to leave us some banger hangers.
Tell a friend about the show. Share the AnthonyOnAir.com. Shop AnthonyOnAir.com. Grab a shirt or something if you can. A bag, t-shirt, hoodie, whatever. Tweet songs at us or on YouTube or Facebook and use that hashtag banger hanger. And we'll include you like we did Stephanie on this week's. By the way, you can see the banger hangers on the blog page of AnthonyOnAir.com. We'll catch you on the next one.